Well, hello and welcome to TCM Sunday School again. It's fantastic to have you with us. So, we are busy looking at the 7 I Ams of Jesus. Now, I asked you last week to come dressed as something that you would like to be. So maybe a superhero or a doctor or a nurse, something that you would love to be. So I hope you've all got dressed up this morning. Now, Milo has absolutely come up trumps. Are we ready to see what Milo came as? Milo? Oh, look at this! Milo, you want to be a football player. This is fantastic. Look, we've even got his little knees out today. Look at this, Milo. I think you need a little bit of sunshine on those. Fantastic. Okay, Milo, you can help us because we're going to be looking at different jobs that people do. And I'm going to give you a clue by showing you an item, and then we've got to guess who might use that item. Okay, so you can help everybody at home. Good. Okay, so first item is this. It's called a stethoscope. Do you know who might use one of these? They put it in their ears, then they can listen to your heartbeat. It would be a doctor would use a stethoscope. Okay, let's see what else we've got. What about this? It's yellow. Put it on your head to protect your head. Do you know who uses those? A builder. That's right. Just when they're hammering and building things, they need to protect their head. Okay, I've got something else around here. Here it is. Oh, this is a funny thing. Who might use one of these? You don't know, do you? But you quite like it, don't you? Yeah. Oh, it is very soft. It's a feather duster, and a cleaner would use one of these, and it helps clean up really, really high. Okay, last thing. Are we ready? Here it is down here. Oh, have you ever seen one of these before? It usually goes with one of these. There you go, new playmate Milo. Yeah, he's very fluffy, isn't he? You like him? Yes. Well, he's a sheep, and this is a crook. And it gives us a clue as to which I am we're looking at today. We are looking at when Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. What? You got something to tell me? Go on then. What is it? Ooh. Oh, okay. Wow. Milo says he's got a bit of a surprise for us later, so he's going to go and nip off and go and get whatever it is that he's going to surprise us with. And we'll see you in a few minutes, Milo. How exciting. See you later. Bye. Okay, so Milo has gone off to go and do whatever it is that he's doing. So while he's busy doing that, I thought now would be the great opportunity for us to find out a little bit more about what Jesus meant when he said, I am the good shepherd. So I've done a bit of research this week, and I found out that in the Bible, either sheep or flocks of sheep or shepherds or anything to do with sheep is mentioned, get this, 698 times in the Bible. That's a lot. Now, if we think back about our Bible heroes, people like Abraham, Isaac, Moses, David, they were all shepherds. And you remember at Christmas time when we look at the nativity story, it's the shepherds that find out first about Jesus being born. So I wonder why sheep and shepherds are such an important thing in the Bible and why they're talked about so much. I think it has something to do with the fact that the relationship between the sheep and the shepherd is a very special one. It seems that sheep actually might be the only animal that need a human to look after them and care for them. So, I've been doing lots of research this week. Here it all is. And I found out some interesting facts about sheep. But while I tell you these interesting facts about sheep, we're going to make something. We're going to make, guess what? A sheep. Here he is. Look at that. How cute is he? Okay, that's what we're going to have a go at making. So I'm going to make it whilst I'm talking, and you can see how to end up with one of these, okay? So, first of all, it's very simple. You're going to use your 4 fingers, and you need a strip of white wool. You're going to need a lot of white wool. And you put it in between your fingers like that, okay? And the next thing you do is get your ball of white wool. I'm going to drop mine on the floor like that. And you start winding it, do you see, around your fingers. Now I've left a little bit of a gap in between my fingers so that they don't get too stuck in the wool, okay, because we are going to wind around quite a lot. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you what I found out about sheep. So, sheep get lost very easily. I don't know about you, but when I've been on holiday and in the countryside, there's many a time when I've come across a sheep in the middle of the road, or lots of sheep in the middle of the road, because they've got lost. Some birds can find their way to another country. Bats are blind, but they can still find themselves where they need to go. Sheep, not so much. They get lost very, very easily. Something else about sheep, still winding. They like to eat. They love grass. When you look at a field full of sheep, you'll often see them eating lots of grass. Now, they always eat standing up. But if you see a sheep lying down and he's chewing, it's not that he's eating the grass from the field. Do you know what he's doing? He's taking out all the grass from the stomach that he's been eating for breakfast in the morning, and he's bringing it back up and chewing it again and then swallowing it. So he's having it again. It's pretty disgusting if you ask me. Okay, so we've got sheep get lost, they eat, and also sheep like to follow. Have you watched them in the field? Millie and I often walk past sheep, and what they do is they look at us and then they follow us alongside the fence until Millie barks at them and scares them off. But they love to follow something. It might be the shepherd or it might be the lead sheep, but you'll notice that they all stay together. Okay, let's have a look. What else? Sheep are not clever animals at all. They do get up to some very silly things. They can't swim, and actually worse for them is if they do fall into water, their coats, their woolly coats are so heavy with water that actually it can be really dangerous and they could end up drowning. So they need rescuing from water. And also what I didn't know is if a sheep is lying down and if it's on a slight slope and it ends up rolling over onto its back, it can't get up again. It's called being cast down. If you see a sheep that's lying on its back with its legs in the air, it's called being cast down, and it needs a human being to come and help it to be put the right way up again. So sheep really are a bit silly. Also, they can't protect themselves. They can headbutt a little bit, but generally they've not got anything to protect them. They're not prickly, they can't sting. They are animals that easily could be attacked. Now, I read one story this week about a poor sheep that had its ear chewed off by a horse in the field next door, and it didn't make a sound. It wasn't until the shepherd found it afterwards and had seen that its ear had been chewed off. So, there's some facts that I found out about sheep. And basically, sheep need a shepherd. Okay, they need loving, they need care, and so they need a shepherd to look after them. Okay, we've come to this point now. We're going to cut this off like that. And with this bit that we put in earlier, sorry, you couldn't see that very well, we're now going to tie it really tight. This is where actually I could do with Milo being around. Not a lot of use for much stuff, but this he would have been. Okay, so we tie it really tight. I'm going to slide it off my fingers. And I'm going to put another tying it like this. Okay. You might need an adult to help you do this because it's a bit tricky. Right, let's cut these long bits off. And this is where you'll definitely need an adult and some very sharp scissors. So you slide it through the loop. You've probably made one of these before. They're called pom-poms. Okay, and then we slide it through the loops again and we cut. Basically, you've got your pom-pom. Let's move all that over there. You've got your sheep. So you just need to cut out a sheep's head. I've used foam with sticky back. You could use black card and just glue it on. I've given him some googly eyes. And then I've got 2 little black pom-poms here that make brilliant feet, which we can glue on. And that's how you can make your sheep. So here's the shepherd. Let's find out what we've learned. We've learned that sheep get lost, so they need finding. They need feeding. They need guiding. They need overseeing. Means caring for, being looked over by a human being. This chap here, the shepherd. And they need protecting. Now, if you think about it, the relationship that Jesus is trying to show us between the shepherd and the sheep is the same relationship that we need. We need finding. If we don't know Jesus, he's going to come and find us. Do you remember the parable about the lost sheep? Jesus will come and find us so that we can be in a relationship with him. We need feeding. We need feeding with God's word. And so Jesus helps us to understand God's word so that we can be built up and be strong. We need guiding. We need showing what's right and what's wrong. We need to be led to the right way to go. We need overseeing. We need caring for. If we cast down, remember the sheep that's upside down, if our world feels a little bit upside down, we need someone to come along and put us up the right way round. We need someone to care for us. And we need protecting. We need protecting from this bad world that we live in and the things that can harm us. And God says that he can protect us because Jesus is there for us, just like a shepherd is there for his sheep. Now, I want to read to you a famous psalm. It's called Psalm 23, and I'm reading it from one of my favourite children's Bibles. And it goes like this. God is my shepherd, and I am his little lamb. He feeds me, he guides me, he looks after me. I have everything I need. Inside my heart is very quiet as lying still in the soft green grass, in a meadow by a little stream. Even when I walk through the dark, scary, lonely places, I won't be afraid, because my shepherd knows where I am. He is here with me. He keeps me safe. He rescues me. He makes me strong and brave. He's getting wonderful things ready for me, especially for me, everything I ever dreamed of. He fills my heart so full of happiness, I can't hold it all inside. Wherever I go, I know God's never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love will go too. God gave David that song to sing to his people so that they could know that he loved them and would always look after them, like a shepherd loves his sheep. And one day God was going to do something that would inspire thousands upon thousands of new songs. God was going to show his people once and for all just how much he loved them. Another shepherd was coming, a greater shepherd. He would be called the Good Shepherd, and this shepherd was going to lead all of God's lambs back to the place where they had always belonged, close to God's heart. Isn't that great? Now, Milo should be back by now, but I don't know where he is, so I'm just going to go and nip and find him and find out what this surprise is all about. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I have found Milo. Now, you need to be prepared for this because this is quite a surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, introducing Milo as you've never seen him before. Wow, Milo, look at you! You're like a mini Batman. This is fantastic. Where on earth did you find this? It's a little bit tight. We put on a few pounds on lockdown. Yes, I think we can all safely say that. Not sure the blue shoes go. Anyway, this is amazing. So you'd love to be Batman, would you? I can totally see that. You have to get your Batmobile. Okay, we've just about come to the end of this week, but ready for next week, what I would love you to do is to find a box, okay? Now, this is a game we like to play here, isn't it, Milo? It's called What's in the Box. And what we do is inside the box, we hide something that fits in, okay? And then we shut it, and then everybody asks lots of questions about what they think might be in the box. It might be something like a teaspoon or a battery. And eventually, they get 20 questions. They have to guess what's inside, and we open the door, and then they get to see the surprise inside. It's a really good game. So next week I want you to find a box, hide something in it, and then we can have a game of what's in the box. I'll see you next week. Bye.